Sorry. Yeah, and that's why I suppose I kind of had an understanding or knowledge, but that was it really. So it's kind of been interesting that you've kind of got up to speed with them in such quick fashion.
Yeah, well, they've been something that I've bounced around for years. They just I get, because the first one I may have watched a long time ago. It's been so polluted by the amount of times it's referenced and parodied that I just don't know. So watching it last week was like, well, yeah, I'm essentially watching this as new. Perhaps I haven't seen it before, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Then we cracked on with the rest just out of interest, because I was like, oh, let's get on and watch the rest. I was like, yeah, cool. And yeah, it was a trip. I did loads of reading about it, and kind of dug in. I know because Toby's a huge fan. Obviously, Gary and Chris and Adam and the guys are massive. They made the fucking documentary about it, they were stuff, so they know all about it. So I've been hearing about Hellraiser for the longest fucking time, and it was like, you know what, I should probably fucking watch this, shouldn't I? Because it was on Channel 4 or something. That was it. It was recorded off TV. So yeah, let's watch this. That's all it was. It wasn't like this dedicated, like, let's go fucking Hellraiser crazy. Whatever. Someone did make a joke earlier about expecting me to be in Pinhead cosplay, and that is something I would never shave my beard because I look like a cylinder of tofu at the best of times. But I could so easily do a Pinhead thing. Bald guy stuff. It's one of these things. You can Professor X and Pinhead. Floyd says, any chance of a Sam Raimi watch party could do Evil Dead 1 and 2 and Drag Me to Hell? Have you seen Drag Me to Hell? Yeah. Fucking cool. Yeah, really cool. I would be well up for it. We'll talk, Floyd, because you could chuck a Spider-Man in there if you wanted. You could go all the way from mainstream to grotty horror back with the Sam Raimi pole.
Yeah, I really loved this. Just Drag Me to Hell was his sort of first thing after Spider-Man 3, wasn't it? It was like his kind of return to that genre.
Yeah, it was a weird, unexpected return, because I think then after that he would have done the L. Frank Baum Oz thing, wouldn't he?
Right, yeah.
I really liked Drag Me to Hell. I thought it was superb. It's the most Sam Raimi thing.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I thought it was really good. 2009, I think.
Did you watch any of the Ash vs. Evil Dead series? TV show?
No.
I'm looking for a place because I watched the first season. It was fucking brilliant. And Raimi directed the pilot, and it was really good. It was really funny. It was everything you would have wanted. But I get sort of teenage me would never forgive adult me for having not watched all of the Evil Dead show because I was Evil Dead nuts. Hold on, like this is reachable because I've moved on my DVDs upstairs.
Yeah. Just so you know, Omar sent us £2. He says Vanilla Pinhead blew me away. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Cheers, though.
I've got this 10, Evil Dead 2 10. It was like numbered in 50,000 in Schmanker Bay. I bought this. I had to buy this with like fucking postal orders. Oop, there goes the inlay. Because it was like eBay before you could. I think I only had like a solo. Great Graham Humphrey's artwork there. I could use my solo card or my Switch card or whatever on November, right? Yeah. So I think I had to like go.
Oh, hey, welcome. Hey, John Smith. Good to see you. Yeah. I'm not going to get started until the guys have stopped. So.
And then Army of Darkness was like impossible to get. I've got an Anchor Bear imported. Those are like some of the first things I imported. I was a teenager. I'm pretty sure I was doing A levels, so probably a bit older than 16. But yeah, it's really not worth a lot of money or anything. But it's a nice thing. So there you go. For fans of things in boxes. So yeah, I might dig out Doug Bradley's book.
Yeah, you should do.
Yeah, I remember it being very, very like informative, interesting. I like quite a lot. I think it tied in as when I was in the first year of my degree and we were doing classical Hollywood units and stuff, and it tied in really nicely to us because you cover classical horror. Well, we do, of course, because it's just this hugely integral thing to classical horror. And as George Romero himself said, horror is the genre that never dies.
He's not wrong. It's getting increasingly hard to hate
Not the genre.
No, it's getting increasingly hard to make a mark of it, though. That's it. It's very hard.
There's been some good stuff in the last few years. Interesting. So, it feels like
Oh, I'm with you, John Smith. Yeah. I actually was way into DS9 until I started watching Babylon 5. I was like, wait, there's so many things that are similar here. Like, they even have Dukat as a character, who's like a major character, and there's various things I think that B5 did a lot better than DS9, for my money. As much as I love Deep Space Nine, they became much different shows later on, I think. But certainly Season 1 is a bit like, And Straczynski, J. Michael Straczynski's kind of talked about it and said, yeah, he basically didn't quite have enough to sue them for it, but still, it caused him some hurt. It did. I read somewhere that the budget for Deep Space Nine's first season was larger than the entire budget of all 5 seasons of Babylon 5. Which seems incredible if that is true. I don't know what they were paying their actors, but... Hey, James, welcome. How you doing? We're going to get started in a minute once the guys log off. Nice. 69. Haha. I know, yeah, I saw that Mira Furlan passed away. That was really sad. Okay, let's get started. So, it's probably going to be a very small little hangout stream. Oh, someone's just... Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn that off now. Yeah, I was getting a bit of double sound because I'm just using my headphones. Lady is just hanging out, standing on top of the console there. Right, so this is Star Trek Online. It's a really loving kind of fleshing out of the world. I mean, I don't think we ever got to see inside the space dock, other than like that bar that Kirk and the Admiral goes to at the end. So yeah, it's really nice to see it fleshed out and see a large lobby area, and there's loads of lovely little details in here. It kind of looks exactly how I always imagined the world of Star Trek would. So, you know, we've got an outdoor view here. Jakar is great. I absolutely love Jakar's character. Here you go. So we've got a view of Earth here. I'm off on a mission in a minute to go fight some Klingons in the Briar Patch. Pop quiz. What's the Briar Patch from? Hey, Stephen Allen. Welcome. It's good to finally meet you, man. I know. Well, you're meeting my voice, I suppose. But yes, Fleet Ambassador. Priority contact on sensors. So yeah, it's a absolutely beautiful. This has been in the game for a long time, I think. So this game is nearly like 10 years old at this point, I think. It's been going a long time. Oh yeah, this is a fun little Easter egg. Captain Sulu. This is Sulu's great-grandson right here. This game is set in 2409, and you can chat to him about his... It does look like an IKEA centre, I like it. He talks about his grandmother, Demora Sulu, who you might remember from Generations. And Hikaru Sulu is, obviously, great-granddad. So yeah, that's Sulu's great-grandson, which is cool. That's a nice little... There's loads of things like that, you know, that they've carried on from the older shows and so on. We've got some nice models here. Right, I'm going to get on with it, and we're going to beam to my ship, and we're going to get on our mission. Yes, that's clearly what she was there for. Is it from Justice, the weird planet of space himbos? This kind of... Oh yeah. There is, if you go to Starfleet Academy, it's the same building that they used later on as, it's the same one I think they first introduced as the planet on from Justice, the season 1 episode, where yeah, they're about to give Wes a lethal injection for falling in some flowers, which, depending on how you feel about Wesley Crusher, might have been appropriate. I don't know. Yeah, I think I saw an interview with that. Yeah, she was just there to replace Sulu, basically, because George Takei didn't want to be in it. Novel Avenger and Dark Victory has the granddaughter of Mbenga from Oh, I don't remember that character. Okay. So yeah, we've got some absolutely nuts design. Look at that! I think that's a Vengeance with a USS Vengeance from Into Darkness. So yeah, they've kind of folded all of the Star Trek universe into this game. Yeah, it was all available in or out of order. Yeah, I just love that they've done the Star Dock, the space dock, exactly as I remember it. Like that, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I've only just started this game, so I've got myself a little Reliant class here, Miranda class. I've called it the USS Endurance. Chekhov's clearly just given Bones dialogue. Yeah. Yeah, he's even sent to, like, they like send him down lower decks. They're like, I'm here to help you. It's like, this is clearly what Bones is meant to be doing. He's meant to be helping survivors and meet Guinan and stuff. Yeah, season 1's better. Did anybody watch the Red Letter Media? Mike and Rich did a whole thing about season 1 of TNG. There's some decent episodes here and there. I mostly watch it for laughs, though. Right, I think. Oh, let's have a quick look at Starfleet Academy, though. I'll just quickly show you Starfleet Academy. Yeah, Measure of Man was great. I really liked that one. I recently rewatched it, and it definitely... You can tell that there were things that they were introducing. Okay. Not now. Yeah, you get a lot of adverts. Here you go. Here's the whatever that water reclamation plant in LA that they use with the big gardens outside. Right under the Golden Gate Bridge. So they've kind of... Whoa, hello. They've kind of merged several locations here, because I think you see something a bit like this in Motion Picture with the shuttles coming back and forth. And they've got a big shed on top where the shuttles arrive. But yeah, it's a really nicely done kind of look. Obviously, I think the way they've rebuilt it, I think the way they explain this away is that, I don't know if you remember, but Starfleet headquarters got exploded in the end of Deep Space Nine, I think. Sometime in season 7, the Breen attack Earth, don't they? And they blow up Starfleet headquarters. All you ever see is a map painting of it, but I'm assuming that they just rebuilt it like this after that. And they've got a lovely memorial plaque somewhere around here. Exam memorial plaque. Let's have a look. Oh. That didn't really tell us anything. They've got a lovely little memorial plaque somewhere over here, in which they have the names of all the Star Trek actors who've died, which is pretty nice. Yes. Oh, mate, that depends how you look at it. I wasn't a big fan of the Ferengi episodes. Let's go for the Sol system. Alright, back to the ship, and then we'll go on our mission. Going on a mission to the Briar Patch, which, as I remember it, was that's where Evil Admiral Dougherty is up to no good with sonar in Star Trek Interaction. Blame Archer for it, nice. Ooh, I don't know. I quite liked Season 7 of TNG, even though it does have the Beverly Crusher Fucks a Ghost episode, which is kind of amazing. Alright, let's warp out. Off we go. Pew! That's a good point, yeah. I mean, I guess they're all eating those, Here we go. Gotta find myself. Right, what sector am I going to? Briar Patch. I think that was somewhere down here, wasn't it? Yeah, so here you go. You got your map of Starfleet space. So far, we don't have the Delta Quadrant in this game. We've only got the Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. But there's a little bit of Delta in this little sliver here. There's like Vardoir and a few, like there's New Talax, I think. A few little bits of. There's a Dyson sphere that has actually a secret portal or something. Northwest Passage. So like from about season 3 onwards of Voyager is represented here. So I think I found the Briar Patch. It was somewhere down this way. Oh god. Actually, you know who he ended up playing? That same actor who played Ronin, the space demon guy. He actually played Shakaar later on in Deep Space Nine. I found that out recently. I was like, oh my god, it's the same guy with the same chin, clearly, but not playing a weird Scottish ghost. Alright. I've got to figure out where this is. Maybe I can just look it up in the directory here. Siri, take me to the Briar Patch. There we go. Right. Set waypoint. Let's go. Fistful of Datas was season 6, I want to say, the kind of Western one, with Counselor Troy doing one of the worst. It was like British accent on top of Greek on top of Betazoid on top of South, like American West accent. Yes, John Smith. He was Ambassador Tomaluk, or not Ambassador Tomaluk. No, Captain Commander Tomaluk, because he's ambassador in that one future episode thing. Alright, I think we're going to end up having some Klingon trouble here. So this is how you warp around in Star Trek Online universe. You just kind of, these are all systems. All these big stars are systems, and then this is what it looks like when you're flying around. It's a massive universe, actually. You know, just look how big one sector is. Even for a MMORPG representation of the size of the universe, it does a pretty good job of making it look how gigantic it was. Oh yeah, James, didn't Seven end up getting with Chakotay or something mad? I think something awful like that happened. There you go. We've got another starbase here. I think you can do repairs to your ship with that. Again with the Klingons. Chakotay, yeah. That fiend. That really makes no bloody sense. I mean, Chakotay, really? Here you go. I'm guessing this is the briar patch here. This looks briar patchish. They're definitely gonna gloss over that in Picard, aren't they? Because what's her name? Jerry Ryan's in Picard now. That was a case of one of those late stage, we need a out of nowhere relationship to happen. That happens at the ends of shows sometimes. But now apparently Seven Advisor lesbian, so whatever, or at least bisexual. She got with Raffi from Picard, didn't she? No, I think he's Secret Orders. All right, here we go. Starting the mission now. I love that they even got like little episode titles. That's really nice. I'm with Richard. I know Richard really hated Star Trek Picard. He's talked about it in some detail. It was on the basis of his review of it that I decided to not watch it. Long-range sensors are picking up several Klingon battle groups. Composition of this nebula make... okay. So we can't go super fast. Pockets of Metreon gas. Ah, yes, the Riker maneuver where he sucks up the gas and shoves it down the Sonar's throat. The briar patch contains... yeah. Okay. Remember the Riker maneuver? Yes, I've seen Star Trek Insurrection. Yeah. She should just have a DVD of it. She's just holding a DVD of. Have you seen Star Trek Insurrection? Just hand it to you. Okay. Low impulse speed or wrist damage. I think if we modify the Bassard collectors. Let's do it. Right. Oh. That's a lot of... Disruptor beam turret, there we go. Let's go get that. USS Reliant in the briar patch, that's kind of new. Uh-oh. I think I probably better fight this guy. So the ship-to-ship combat's pretty good in this. Annalise changed me around. I'm sitting here for years. Guess isn't so bad. Oh, she'll be very, very happy to hear that. Thanks, Stephen. Yeah, I'll tell her that Stephen Allen now hates guests, just like she does. It's definitely quite bad that they just shit-canned her, though. Nice. Got a lovely Klingon battlecruiser here. Their whole relationship made no bloody sense. I've watched a few of those older episodes. Oh, I'm flying into an asteroid. Oh, careful. Well, I think Chakotay, the whole point of Chakotay was to have him, at some stage, have a mutiny. I don't know if anybody remembers Star Trek... sorry. I don't know if anybody remembers one of the latest seasons of Battlestar Galactica, but they had Commander Gator turned out to be a traitor. He had a mutiny against Adama and tried to take over the ship, and they eventually executed him. They sent him out in one of the airlocks. And I feel like that was Ronald, because it was Ronald D. Moore that wrote that. I feel like that was Ronald D. Moore saying, here's what I would have done with Chakotay if they'd let me. Because there were lots of things in... Come on. There were lots of things in Battlestar Galactica that clearly... You know, Galactica gets blown up. Boosh. Alright. Took out the Katinga. With a Reliant class ship. Pretty nice. Miranda class, sorry. Right, where the hell were we up to? I was trying to destroy that turret, right? Yeah. There was an episode I watched recently. I think it was called Pathfinder. It's the one where Dwight Schultz is back as Reginald Barclay, and he's really obsessed with Voyager. And it's kind of just like another episode of TNG, really. It's almost not about Voyager at all, really, because he's kind of created. Oh yeah, I keep meaning to check out that Voyager podcast. I feel like that would be really fun. But yeah, because their information about Voyager is out of date, Barclay has created this holodeck program about Voyager, with all Voyager's characters, in which Chakotay and B'Elanna and so on, they're all still wearing their like Maquis leathers from the first episode, and Janeway's hair is different, and there's all kinds of different little things. And I think there's no Neelix as well, because they wouldn't know about Neelix. And it's just like a reminder of what they didn't do. Okay, I took out that one. I think there's another one that got it. There we go. There's the other one. Oh, Threshold. Yeah. I think even Brannon Braga has basically admitted, yeah, I shouldn't have written that. Oh, balls. This is not going to be... Oh, boy. Oh, God. Oh, God, I might die here. This is not good. It'll redistribute the power. Plus, there's the fact that you know, Kes was literally a child in terms of our timescales. Like, I know that, you know, they mature at a different rate or something. It was a bit kind of, yeah. Is there a cloaked ship around or something? I can't seem to see anything here. Yeah. He also talked to her as if she was a kid. It was not good. It was not good. Maybe if I take out this turret, it'll make them all shut up. Ah! I'm getting gangbanged a bit here. Oh shit! Stop with views are really annoying. Well, I feel like they've gone to all this trouble to set up this crazy premise about... There we go. Sensor picking up energy signatures. KDF military research station. Alright, I better get out of here before I totally get... Defeat defenses. There's one. What's Brannon Braga done since Star Trek? I know he did Enterprise. Yeah, well, what they did with her character in Nemesis was awful. With Councillor Troy's character, it was really bad. Oi. Taking quite a beating here. Almost looking like Reliant at the end of Wrath of Khan here. The only thing we've still got an engine. Manny Koto, yeah, that's right. You know, I think they briefly considered giving oh yeah. Worf was great on Deep Space Nine. As I was saying, John, I think they considered giving J. Michael Straczynski from Babylon 5. They considered letting him do season 3 and 4 of Star Trek Enterprise. They basically asked him, you know, can you make this better, basically. And they said, I think he basically said, look, you're not gonna. He turned him down. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. He actually said, no, you're not gonna. You wouldn't let me do the things that I want to do to the Star Trek universe. And I think for a time there was even a spec script running around of a new Star Trek series that supposedly Straczynski was involved with, that they ended up it was a kind of reboot of the Star Trek franchise, and then they obviously ended up making the J.J. Abrams film. We're getting really beat up here. I liked season 4 of Enterprise a lot, actually. That was the stuff where it started really trying to sort of explain the formation of the Federation, which was the stuff I most was interested in. I think there's an episode there's an episode called Damage. Well, there's a couple of episodes where the ship takes a really major beating. Transport into the Klingon base. Alright, now we're going to do an away team. So this is my crew. I've got Saurian Koles, Vulcan Tavrel, a Bolian called Zavra, and a human called Elisa Flores. Yes, Cisco could beat all of them. That's because Cisco's a little bit unhinged. There's a couple of times in the series he goes a bit goes a bit nuts. Yeah, it essentially does have a series of TV movies feel. That's essentially what they are. Like, there's all these kind of weird little subplots. Okay. Pretty standard fetch quest. We've got to go rescue some captive scientists. I'm not Picard. That's right. That is a weird episode. Other than that one bit where he fights Q, it's a pretty strange episode. It's Q's being all weirdly possessive of Vash, isn't he? Alright, gotta take on these Klingons here. Oh! Bish. It's the only... Yeah, that's right. But it does mean that Q was on all three... The only thing he didn't turn up in was Enterprise, I suppose. Because he was in... He was in Voyager quite a lot. Oh, Jesus. This bit kind of reminds me of Klingon Honor Guard. I don't know if anybody ever played Klingon Honor Guard back in the day. Yeah, she was in that one I was talking about.
Thank you. These Klingons have had me designing weapons for them at Disruptor Point. The scientists who finished their research are taken away. We are the only two left.
I'm a fan of that theory, actually. I like that he could possibly, Trelane could possibly be a Q. It's clear that Gene Roddenberry had the idea of...
I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but ask the Klingons are planning.
You know, he had the same idea of like an all-powerful being.
Forcing us to design weapons. They want improved disruptors and torpedoes for their ships, but some of their demands have been very specific. They want a weapon that can punch through solid neutronium, which is impossible.
Neutronium, holy shit.
About torpedoes with payloads big enough to destroy a small planet. There are prototypes of some of the new weapons in the laboratory here, as well as schematics on the base computers. If I
she looks kind of like Kira.
Destroy the prototypes and the schematics. Neither side needs that kind of destructive power.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play Star Trek Klingon because it's one of those sort of late 90s full motion video games where there's loads of cutscenes and stuff, and they actually got the real actors back. That's true. Charlie X, obviously, Where No Man Has Gone Before is kind of like that, because what's her name? The Doctor, Gary thing, who turns into a super powerful being. Oh no! Everyone okay? Yeah, I've watched a little bit of the... I am actually kind of a fan of those old games. I used to play a lot of Klingon Honor Guard. I think I played a Final Unity. I played a little bit of a Final Unity. I mostly played the Star Trek Generations tie-in game, which, you know, had its moments. Gary Mitchell, there you go. Thanks, Stephen. You reminded me. So Sean knows how to breach a door, doesn't he? Okay. Just telling the wife what I'm up to. She's in the States visiting her parents. Oh, was that setting on wide beam? Oh god, they got tards! Watch out! Yoi. Alright, there's a Klingon WMD here. Plant spatial charge. Oh, thank God they didn't do the Borg on Deep Space Nine. No, I kind of like that Deep Space Nine actually kind of has a almost completely separate mythology from the other shows, other than the fact that it's got the Maquis and the Cardassians. You know, it just feels nicely self-contained, which I always liked. Alright, is there anybody left? And plus you've got Gul Dukat, who's just an absolutely amazing character. And then his whole playing off against Weyoun later on, and how much he hates Weyoun is amazing, and the kind of deal he's done with the devil in order to make Cardassia glorious again, you know? Yeah, as they were saying before, Garrick is just incredible. Gul Dukat, space bastard, yeah. I'm not picking up any of the extra pickups. I'm just gonna deal with these big weapons. Yeah, that's really the problem. I mean, I know Trexpertise did a big thing about this, but they do just have an obsession with, well, we need a villain who wants revenge. That seems to be what Star Trek does. All right. Computer core. I'll bet that's up here. I mean, look at the iconography of this. You got these kind of flag banners and stuff. They're so clearly meant to be the Soviets. I guess mixed with the Nazis a bit, but... Yeah, I mean, they even wanted to do more of that. I mean, they had Keiko O'Brien, obviously, and O'Brien. They had... You know, you had a Trill character, and I think they wanted Kira originally to be Ensign Ro, but Michelle Forbes didn't want to do a TV series, so she didn't do it. But then we got Kira, who's really great. At least she gets better later on. That's right, yeah. I mean, they clearly were. Except, like, the Romulans kind of became more Soviet later on, because you even had the neutral zone, and it's quite clear that there's tense things going on. Alright, we've got to go take out this Klingon ship. Yeah, it would have nice. She was really popular. It would have been nice to see her.
Face at last.
It's a shame she was only really in season 5 of TNG.
I've read much about you, though I have everything I need from the research station, but I must say, humiliating a Federation war criminal is, as you have lost this day.
Bajor is Israel. Oh, interest. Okay, yeah, I can kind of get that. It's quite clearly also they're making Holocaust allusions, and there's loads of other things mixed in there. But yeah, that's an interesting idea. Remote detonate spatial charges. Fish! Big boom! Big bada boom! Right, where's this?
Warning, ship is under attack.
Ooh, hello. Yeah, it's one of those things that they maybe. It's what, you know. Everybody knows what they mean. They don't have to go into too much detail, make it too obvious. It's generally not good when a franchise does that too much. Let's do full power to shields, I think. I wonder if I can get it next to a pocket of Metrium gas and blow them up. That'd be a fun way to do it. There aren't any nearby. I'll just keep hammering them. Yeah, the new Star Trek doesn't really have that. They don't really have a. I mean, I know they had the Klingons obviously in Discovery, didn't they? No, yeah, I always quite liked that Jake was he just wanted to be a civilian, you know, he wanted to be a writer. There's a little bit of a author insert thing going on there, obviously. Stuff about... I quite like the episode where he's trying to report from the front lines and ends up getting kind of traumatized with Bashir. That's a really, really good episode. Right. Yeah, I really love what they did with Nog, actually, to kind of turn him into this... You know, he's full of enthusiasm for Starfleet, and he got worked into the plot in so many really interesting ways, like in Paradise Lost, and then, you know, spoilers, by the end, he becomes traumatized. And that's a really... I can't remember the name of the episode now in season... I think it's in season 7. He gets horribly, horribly injured. And he's, you know, it's kind of dealing with his, basically, PTSD from it. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the EMH. Doc Zimmerman, as they nearly called him. That's my favourite Star Trek Doctor. I like Hugh Culber from Discovery. I quite like him. But I don't like Discovery generally. You would have thought that if they were stealing so much from Babylon 5, like, so much of the original pitch of Babylon 5 was our characters aren't going to stay the way they are in the Bible at first. Like, yeah, Jakar might start off being kind of the more antagonistic one, and he's kind of plotting against every other character. Like in the pilot, he's plotting against Delenn, and Delenn punishes him somehow. And he's antagonistic with Mollari. But by later on, he becomes like this religious prophet. It's amazing. And Londo goes from being more sympathetic to a complete bastard by the end of season 2. Genocidal bastard, you know. There is, yes. That was a really nice touch. Unfortunately, I don't think the ship looks very good. I'm not a fan of the new designs they've done. They've done a new Voyager. Their big new thing in Discovery is they've got ships that have... let's just fly around for a bit and see if we can pick up some bits. They've got this new thing of trying to get... have parts of the ship be detached. So like the you know, you see here how the engines are connected by these kind of struts. Well, in the Discovery era, in the Discovery Season 3 future, the future starships all have floating nacelles that are completely separate from the ship, and they're held on by some kind of magnetic force or something. Which makes sense for the engines, I guess, but you've got the entire secondary hull floating off the Voyager. It's just nuts. It makes me wonder how Eagle Moss are going to make models of it, because it's like, good luck with that. You're going to have clear sections connecting it all. Three anomalies. Hexafluorine gas. Let's just get out of here. They Forrest Gump the DS9 crew. Nice. They totally do as well.
I'm picking up signals from automated harvester units. It's Mokai Tech. They're processing spores here.
Wait.
Looks like they've placed the harvesters on several...
It's Stamets?
We need to shut those down, now.
How is he in this? This is set in 2409, isn't he in the far, far future? Alright, never mind. Let's go with it.
Pockets out there, too. If we get into a fight, watch
I really like him in the new series, actually. He's one of my new favourite characters.
And the resulting explosion could
it's a shame that the Discovery is terrible. Yes, I know the one you're thinking, John Smith. Yeah, there's a lot of really great Jakar moments.
The Mokai will come after us after we take out their tech. Stay sharp.
Time travel shenanigans, yeah. Well, they were a prequel, but then Discovery was a prequel, and then for the end of season 2, they warped them way into the future, into like the 31st century or something, to see what's happened to the Federation, and that was apparently really, really bad. I only watched the first episode of it. I couldn't get through the rest. They just want to make it into Guardians of the Galaxy meets Star Wars, really, and it's not really it doesn't feel like Star Trek, you know. The one speech I'm thinking of, it's where they found the Interstellar Alliance. And there's an amazing speech by Jakar there. There's also a really beautiful one at the very, very end as Babylon 5 gets decommissioned.
Shutting that thing down will be easy enough, but I'm concerned about the radiation it's been emitting into the spores. I'd like to neutralize that before taking the harvester tech offline, if you don't mind. Letting it linger could lead to serious side effects within the mycelial network.
Okay. Neutralize radiation. Oh god, what are we doing? There we go. We've got these weird kind of mini games. They're quite easy, but I'm with you. It should have just been after Voyager. Let it be. What's wrong with?
Watch it. Mokai attack ships just dropped out of cloak.
Oh shit! Pew pew pew. Where's Stamets? Is he on one of these ships? Yeah, one of the things that really bothered me about Discovery is they kept saying, here's the original Enterprise, see, it's really Star Trek. It's like, yeah, but it's not the original Enterprise, you've changed it. It looks completely differently. Yeah, that was a bit on the nose with the, can we come to... Get the hell out of my galaxy. there were definitely a few moments where the writing, some of the writing wasn't at its best. Yeah, these are clearly meant to be the Discovery era starships, aren't they? But yeah, that's a Discovery era Bird of Prey. They're calling it Mokai now. The way that they're trying to crowbar this into canon just makes me cringe a little bit. Because I remember them saying that there was going to be Discovery content in Star Trek Online. It's like, how is that going to work? Yeah, just leave it alone. Like, the great thing about Trouble with what's it called? Tribbles and Tribulations, right? The great thing about that is just that he kept it looking the same. The original Enterprise is exactly the way you remember it from the 60s series. You know, even when I think there's an episode where you see a original Enterprise ship in Enterprise, right? You see a Constitution class, and they kept it looking the same there.
Hull integrity below 75%.
Oof. Oh god, is there more? Oh, how many more? Ooh.
Hate to say I told you so, but I did, and here we are.
Oh, okay, so then they belong to House Mokai, maybe. All right.
More to deal with. We better get to the next harvester.
Your cat's called Tribble. Nice idea. Nice. That was such a nice thing that Worf just goes, we do not like to talk about it. That's all they did. Just acknowledge it, don't explain it, and move on. We do not speak of it. That's all they needed to do, and then of course they did that whole storyline in Enterprise, didn't they, where they explain where was it the augments, or was it the... It was some bizarre DNA experiments that led to it, right? Right, exactly. I forget what that was about. All I remember is some bizarre thing about... Last time I watched it, I think I was a little bit drunk, so I just remember Archer's forehead wibbling and turning into Klingon Mars bar kind of stuff. Yeah, Yeoman Rand clearly was supposed to have more going on there, wasn't she? And she turns up in quite a lot of stuff. There was a video, I forget where.
Fast. Predictable, but fast.
Oh boy. Here we go. Right, well, I remember, I think they talked about this in the stream last week, that Nicholas Meyer essentially says, yeah, we know there's inconsistencies, but like there's inconsistencies in what did he say, Sherlock Holmes or something? Oof. Christ. There we go. Blow up the Metreon gas. Maybe we'll take a few of them out. Oh, Jesus. There we go. That's the trick. Take out the Metreon gas. Oh! Don't fight inside a giant Hindenburg, basically. Space Hindenburg. Yeah, sleeper agents into Starfleet it never. I have to say that stuff never seemed very Klingon, and it's only when you hear that. Oh boy! Come on, take some damage there. I think we took more damage than they did. somebody has done some fan art of TNG Mirror Universe stuff, and it looks pretty good. I mean, that's essentially all that the Mirror Universe is there for anyway. It was all a little bit... It's a little bit of a fan favourite. It's just a kind of what if. Come on. Take you out.
Left shield failing. Target's shields have failed.
Yeah, I feel like what happened in Enterprise with them trying so hard to get... There we go. Whew. Oh, I've got to do this thing again. Oh, there we go. Yeah, prequels are just... They're only there because the producers want to do something with familiar characters. There's no other reason to do it than that, really.
Hope we can deal with it before Ja'ula sends more of her friends to make sure we don't.
Oh, God. Can't I just wait for my ship to heal itself a little bit? I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I mean, we all knew they were going to do something stupid with Han Solo's name, like... You're Han Solo, because you're alone. I just, you know, it's just the same as... I feel the same way as Richard did, in that, you know... I remember my dad telling me at one point, like, oh, they're gonna do they're gonna do movies, Star Wars movies that are set before the other movies and explain where Darth Vader came from. And as an 11-year-old, or how I can't remember how old I was, but that sounded really cool. I was like, oh yeah, how did Darth Vader become Darth Vader? And then we've had 20 years of that, and it's like, oh, yeah. I haven't read the Dax tie-in novel. She ends up being the captain of the Aventine, right? She gets the Aventine ship. What was your pitch, Stephen? What was your idea going to be? At some stage, I'm going to take my USS Aventine to get signed by Nicole de Boer on the base. I've got a little model of the Aventine. I'm sure she does conventions. That's the type of thing that I'm sure she does. Right, there's the last one. I love how they have to put this giant beacon because you can't see anything through all this gas. From Yeoman Rand. Okay, yeah, that's an interesting idea. Alright, let's go and deal with this final one. I think we're back up to full health. I used to read... I went to a convention a couple of years ago with Annalise on Long Island, and we met Bruce Boxleitner. That was the main reason we went. And he was lovely. He was so entertaining. He was there telling stories about being on Tron and also Babylon 5. And he found it. We brought a big poster of the Babylon 5 cast and had him sign it. And he said, "Well, you're going to have trouble completing this, of course, because so many of the actors are gone now." And it was just really sad. Like, it was clear that he said to us, like, I can't watch the show anymore. It's too painful because all of his friends are gone. And you get the sense that, like, I don't know if you've ever watched the Babylon 5 bloopers, but they're absolutely hilarious. I mean, you get the sense that these were really close-knit people. They were all very, very funny. Like Jerry Doyle and Jakar and Londo and all of these characters were amazing.
Klingons. A lot more Klingons.
Oh no.
We're in trouble.
Thanks, damn it. I notice you're not going to be helping here. You're in trouble. Oh, nice, okay. Ah! Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're on our side for a change.
Holy shit! He was in Transmorphers. Yeah, I think he probably had to do quite a lot of stuff for the money. Which, I don't blame him.
Keep it up. If it gets too costly, then we're drunk.
It's an unbelievable battle. Yeah, this is a Discovery era ship, isn't it? Yeah. It's got to be hard when you've done something like that and you become so close to people. It's got to feel like having a family, really. I know a little bit about what that must feel like. Morn, yeah. Oh, that'd be great. I do love how they always made fun with... I think Odo has a line somewhere where he's like... what was... Morn was screaming, "We're all doomed, we're all doomed." You know how talkative Morn is. Yeah, they kept making jokes about how Morn never says anything. Morn never shuts up. Well, he was obviously, probably everybody knows this, but he was supposed to be just a stand-in for Norm from Cheers, wasn't he? Oh boy! I probably shouldn't ignite all these Metreon gas pockets, otherwise I'll just damage all my allies. Everyone will take damage. But yeah, at this convention on Long Island, Paul McGann was there as well, so we talked to him about Doctor Who and Alien 3, which was really fun. He's from Liverpool, which is my hometown, though you wouldn't know it from my accent. He was really fun to talk to. But we also met Peter David, who wrote quite a lot of the tie-in novels and wrote a few episodes of Deep Space Nine, and I think he also had a couple episodes of Babylon 5 early on. But that's a sci-fi name that turns up quite a lot. But his New Frontier novels I always thought were quite good. I read quite a few of them as a teenager. I liked his, and that had like some familiar characters. So like Shelby, Commander Shelby from Best of Both Worlds is in that. As is Robin Leffler, I want to say.
All clear. Let's shut down the last harvester before the launch get nervous.
As characters, you know, not as fully fledged. You know. Hey, it's Annalise. Annalise has come to join. How's it going? We're blowing stuff up and we're talking Star Trek. It's the wife. Right, what is it I'm doing? Neutralize radiation. I was just telling the story of when we went to Long Island GeekCon, Annalise. When we met Bruce Boxleitner and went to see Paul McGann and stuff. And as, what's his name? Oh, God. One of Patrick Troughton's companions was there, from Patrick Troughton era of Doctor Who. I can't remember his name.
Something. Still debating whether it was terrifying or gratifying or both, but it was something. We'll want to keep an eye on this system until the whole Jagula situation is dealt with. I wouldn't put it past her to send more ships, and...
Alright. Let's warp out of here. Oh, I like that it leaves little trails. Fraser Hines, nice! Yes, that was him, Fraser Hines. He was looking good. He looks, you know, looks very recognizable as him. Yeah, he looked very much the same as he did in the 1960s, I guess, was when he was in Doctor Who. Like Tomb of the Cybermen and that kind of era, which Annalise has not seen. Right, where are we going? Hale Burgess to report.
I've read the after-action report filed by Lieutenant Van Zyl. Pity we weren't able to apprehend Bavat, but I'm glad we shot that weapons facility down.
He was not wearing a kilt. He really ought to have been.
As for that weapons research the Klingons were conducting, Starfleet has some of our best.
But he was on Long Island in Quahog.
We'll find out what.
Oh no, Hop-Hog, sorry.
Were doing there soon enough.
I think it was probably a bit warm for kilt.
And I suspect we'll be working again soon.
Matt Berry. Yeah, it is a bit. It does sound like Matt Berry.
Get to deal with Bavat and his.
His what? His machinations? Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Tactical. Directed energy distribution manifold.
Admiral Congratulations, you're the right officer for
You
this
have a
job.
new captain power available in your radio menu.
Yes.
Press
I
the
think I was
L2
thinking
button to
Family
show all
Guy,
your
Quahog, Rhode
powers.
Island.
Use the left stick to navigate this radio menu. Press the L3 button to set
Admiral
your quick
Quinn
power
says you're the
and
right
update
officer
the
for this
default
job.
captain power to use. Press the right trigger to
Oh,
activate
too many
a power
voices.
directly from this radio menu.
Steady on, guys.
Have you found Kavolk yet?
There we go.
We need to know what he knows. I don't have anything for you right now.
Right, we're looking for Kavolk. So we've got to go to the Donia system. Which isn't that far away, it's right over here. I haven't watched enough of the IT crowd, the IT crowd to... Well, I recognise the Matt Berry voice. I had a friend that used to do the Matt Berry voice really well. Okay. Plot course. So Annalise has been having fun being cool and going to New York and having fun in America. And I've been sat here on the couch in Reading, eating pizza, watching the guys, and now doing a little after stream. If people enjoy this, I might do this more more regularly. It seems like there's a good kind of cohort of Star Trek people who like to watch Valverde, and it's always good to talk Star Trek. Because you guys all know your shit. Got some very deep knowledge. Oddest cameo in Undiscovered Country: Kurtwood Smith, Iman, or Christian Slater. There's a lot of weird cameos there, aren't there? Oh, we've got to choose rewards. I don't know what these mean. I think I'm going to go Romulan marks. Okay. Go to Donia system. I'm here. Yeah, it's nice because they clearly all know their stuff too. They're clearly all really good about the Star Trek. Yeah, didn't they want to get? I think they wanted to get like.
We're counting on you.
Eddie Murphy to be in Star Trek 4, didn't they? Which was a bizarre idea. Yeah, well, the private Patreon streams seem to be a good place to kind of take over with Star Trek chat. Oh, yeah! And then she ended up being the love interest. I feel like she has... That's the kind of character that should probably have turned up in a novel somewhere by now. You wanted to be a captain as well? It's like, nah, mate, sorry. I mean, when did that come out? 85, 86? So he was at the height of his fame at that point. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, she should really have turned up in a novel somewhere. To explain, right, what did she do? You've got 200 years of catching up to do. You better go to school. Better go to space school. It knocked Crocodile Dundee off this top charts. Nice. Yeah, it was the really popular one. I think it got word of mouth went round that it was really funny, and it really is. I think it's a wonderful film. I really like it. I used to not like it as much because I was very much into Wrath of Khan and Search for Spock as a kid. Those are, I think, probably those are still my favourite. But I did watch the one with the whales a lot. Right, because that was right off the back of things like Raw, and I can't remember the other comedy shows, but he was super famous at that point. There's been a kind of a string of super big Hollywood stars doing Star Trek. Sometimes just as, like, I think bloody, what's her name? Kirsten Dunst is in TNG. She's in TNG. She's in season 7 episode where Lwaxana Troi is having like some sort of emotional trauma thing going on with her. Yeah, I remember that happened right at the same time. Yeah. It's definitely very funny. I liked that the crew had a lot of funny stuff to do. Although they definitely doubled down with that a bit too much in 5, with Scotty like smacking his head on the "I know this ship like the back of my hand, bish." Ooh, yikes. Lost a blind student. It's not good. It's not good. Tom Hanks as Cochrane. Interesting. I feel like that would just be distracting. It would just be like, why is Tom Hanks the Star Trek?
Whatever you need, sir.
Yes, Dark Page, that's the one.
Ship is under attack.
Better take these out before otherwise there won't be a ship to come back to. Yeah, and you've got Ashley Judd as Robin Leffler. So that's, you know, there's people who weren't stars before Star Trek already, and then they ended up becoming big stars. Look at you, Bakula. Oh yeah, Sarah Silverman's in it. I totally forgot she's in it. I actually quite like that episode. I know it's kind of bad, but... And Ed Begley Jr. is the... he's kind of the Elon Musk character, sort of. He becomes super rich off finding the Eon time ship, right? Okay, how's that thing not destroyed? Okay. Let's board this Klingon ship. Hopefully they've made the insides look like the Klingon bird of prey from Voyage Home. Because I always liked the inside of the bird of prey. I always thought it was pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's where he gets his mobile emitter, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot about that. It's 29th century technology. And they take him to like the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, don't they, before they built the Walt Disney Hall? Because that's the new big concert hall in LA. The one that was before it was, I think, was called the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, and that's like a big shot of it, right? Where they get out of the car with the Doctor, that's right there. It's kind of fun seeing
How can I help you?
the Voyager crew in civilian clothes. I feel like somebody's wearing a white... Is it Janeway's wearing a white pantsuit? I forget what they're all wearing. But they look a little bit goofy. Oh. Oh. Better take this guy out. Bish. Punch Klingons. Just like Way of the Warrior. Boosh. I loved Way of the Warrior. That's such a great episode. If I want just a fun episode to put on, I'll put on Way of the Warrior just because it's so entertaining. Oh! I want to know when I get my purple space bazooka. Why do they keep beaming in and out? It's weird. Yes, Cameron Fry in as Captain the Enterprise B. I think he dies in the novels. I think he dies at some point, and then you've got... Oh, yikes. Demora Sulu takes over at one stage, and then I think the whole crew dies at some point, and the ship is lost in action.
Your order, sir.
Okay. Where am I going? Oh, Turbolift's back this way. Yep, that's one. Ferris Bueller's mate. Alan Ruck, who was also on... He's come back for other things since, I think. I want to say he's come back for other Star Trek stuff. Oh man, if I had $1 for every time... If I had $1 for every time I'd end up in the Argentinian embassy. I used to live in Washington DC, and so actually I wasn't far from the Argentinian embassy. Oh! Oi! Excuse me. Oh, he's dead. Okay. Secure the bridge!
Whatever you need, sir.
Okay. Commander Burgess was sure that there was information on this ship that was valuable to us. Okay. Yeah, he turns up a few times, actually. What's his name? Tim Russ, I want to say. I want to say his character. Yeah, the actor's name is Tim Russ. He's in. Does anybody remember the?
Log. I have been betrayed by my first officer, a man I considered my friend. Kavok.
Does anybody remember the episode
He and a group of traitors
Die Hard on the
tried to
Enterprise
take the
D
ship.
with Picard
Kavok is the only survivor.
cruising around? One of the mercenaries who takes over the Enterprise is played by
space. I do
Tim
not
Russ.
understand why a warrior I have trusted with my life would do this.
I also want to say he auditioned for Geordi at some point. He's been a recurring Star Trek actor for ages. He ended up doing a lot of directing. I think he directed that fan film, didn't he? The Of Gods and Men or something like that.
For questioning, Kavok will die screaming.
I know that
not an honorable death, but it is the one
what's his name?
Kavok deserves.
Robert Duncan McNeil. I always forget him. I always get him mixed up with Neil Patrick Harris. He's done a lot of directing since. Quite a lot of the big Star Trek people ended up doing a lot of directing, which is pretty good. Okay. How do I go to the brig then? Oh, was it here? Oh, nice! Oh, look at it. It looks just like the one in Star Trek 3. He should have his little weird Klingon dog about there. And he vaporizes a guy against the console just there. Starship Mine, that's your one. Yeah. Where is this brig then? It's telling me to go here. Turbolift to... Oh, okay, I have to turbolift to it. Speak to Kavok. Alright, where's this Kavok character? Oh, rascals. Yeah. I remember... That's one of the few that I really do remember watching as a kid. Because I was a bit of a stupid child, I thought, oh no, are they just going to keep the captain as a kid this whole time? from this point on, yeah, it's just going to be played by a child. Yeah, Jason Alexander was in that. Oh, bye.
You are my enemy, but today you are my only hope. I will redeem my honor. When my plan to take the Targ was discovered, I knew I had to act quickly. Vivat has much more than the experimental weapons from the base in the Briar Patch. He has a planet killer, a ship of such destructive power.
So for the
that
B5
nothing
fans, Captain Elizabeth Lockley, who turns up in season 5, she briefly plays a Cardassian in that one episode of Deep Space Nine where there's the 3 female Klingon scientists. And there's a weird prophecy about the Sword of Stars and some bizarre Bajoran thing going on about opening the wormhole, and a comet. But one of the Klingon scientists is played by the same actress who played Captain Lockley on Babylon 5. There's been a bit of crossover.
I find myself in a strange place.
Yeah, no, she had the hots for O'Brien.
I must join forces with my enemy. I sent a coded message to the Sol system and hoped that you have more questions. Help me. Repair this ship and we will fly it to Imaka
awkward.
Together.
Well, you have to repair this ship. I'm the one who broke it.
Energy drain, so you'll
How can I help you?
Okay. Oh, the bridge of this ship, not the other one. How many decks does the Klingon bird of prey have? Can't be very big. Oh, that's the ready room. Contact Starfleet. Where's our communications? Should be over here, right? Oh yeah! He does, doesn't he? I know the one you mean. How are we supposed to do this? Contacting of Starfleet? Oh, it's over here. Oh, it told me to go to the bridge.
Do what you think is best. It's risky, but Kavok may be our best chance to stop Vivat and this planet killer. I'm notifying all available ships to change
I'm just going to hear Matt Berry now.
Once the energy drain is taken care of, they'll move in to support you. I don't need to tell you how important it is to stop the Doomsday Machine before Vivat can use it to attack populated worlds. Millions of people are relying on you to save them. I know you can do it.
He sounds like
Good luck.
He sounds like one of those computer-generated voices. Have you been in an accident lately? Was actually given the wrong type of ladder.
Understood. I'll join you shortly.
Well done, Starfleet. Do whatever you think is good. Yeah. Well, a non-evil admiral. That's new for Starfleet. Normally, all the admirals just become evil when they as soon as you become an admiral, you want to just do ethically sketchy stuff to try and save the Federation, as Mike Stacklasa once put it. Yeah.
I'm monitoring
good stuff from Deep Space Nine.
Planet. They're not calling for ships,
That's true. I mean, and technically, Kirk was in charge of the Genesis project at one stage. So there you go. Oh, we're flying a Klingon bird of prey now. Woohoo! This is fun. Ah, look at it. Oh, does it go attack mode? Can we cloak? That we can zoom around the planet. That looks very Voyage Home-ish. Stop competing with me, Decker. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's kind of a dick in motion picture, isn't he? It's not great. At least to begin with, because they're doing that thing of they're not the same characters. I think you can get them. I think you can unlock the motion picture era uniforms. I always kind of liked them. I didn't have a problem with it. It's very, very 70s. Yeah, because he's in season 1 of TNG, isn't he? What's so damned inconvenient about not having died? Oh, that's such a nice touch. So the wings fold down when you're in attack mode. Excellent.
Drones? B'Vat must have upgraded the security. Scanning the generators now.
Encounter Farpoint.
I have the data. We will need to load the control program into all 3 generators. After that, we can change the command codes from
you've got to do 3 of something.
Surface.
This does remind me of that one episode in... Oh, no. What is it? There's an episode where Dax and Worf board a Klingon ship that's lost all of its honor. It's lost its mojo, basically. And they have to kind of, you know, cavort them back into being proper Klingons again. Get them to sing songs. It's pretty fun. Health and safety assessments have become obsolete considering how many crew get killed. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. You'd have thought that they would have made the consoles a bit safer.
Ship is under attack.
Because they always explode in people's faces. It's like Junkball Media always says, you know it's a Starfleet ship because it's got rocks inside the consoles that explode and hit you in the face. No seatbelts, no crash helmets. That would have been helpful at the end of Generations when they all slam into the wall. The ship crashes into the ground at like 400 miles an hour. Oh boy. Who did have the highest crew count? I want to say... Yeah, it's probably got to be Kirk. Janeway had a lot, but you got to remember the Constitution class had 400 people aboard, and all the different times they got into scrapes. Voyager starts off with a crew of, I want to say, like 170 some, and it reaches Earth in season 7. They say the count is down to like 140, so she's only gotten about 30 people killed, although she lost about 78 shuttles. So it depends how you're gonna How are you going to tally that up? I mean, depends how you look at it, I suppose, because since Operation Return was kind of Cisco's idea, all of those Starfleet vessels that get blown up in that enormous battle in Season 6, is that on him or is that on Admiral Ross? Naomi Wildman, oh boy. I like Naomi Wildman. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but the actress playing Naomi Wildman got hot. I was telling Annalise about this. Scarlett Pomers, I think is her name. She turns up at convention, so I was like, oh my. Yeah, considering the Enterprise, the NX-01 Enterprise only had a crew of what, 30? Yeah, Naomi's really sweet. She's got a really sweet kind of relationship with Seven of Nine as well. Starfleet hasn't had good luck with child characters generally. Stares at Kes. Yeah, it's sad what happened to Jennifer Lean. Sounds like she had some real problems. She may have had some psychological shit going on. I don't exactly know what it was about, but if you see the pictures recently from her like DUI, it's unrecognizable. She looks like a completely different person now. But she left acting not long after she got shit-canned from Star Trek Voyager. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier, Annalise. We were talking about how basically it's a bit sketchy that Neelix's girlfriend, quote-unquote, is a kid. In human years, anyway. You've got to wonder, though, if you've got races that are massively different lifespans, that would begin to get a bit sketchy. Like, if Dax dated a non-Trill, proportionally, she could be dating somebody that she would be old enough to be their great-great-grandmother or something.
Energy drain. There are two consoles. The Alpha console is staffed by an officer who might be willing to negotiate. The Beta console, let's just say that Commander Talk prefers fighting to talking.
Okay.
The soldiers here shouldn't challenge you, but be careful of the TARs. The hollow emitters won't fool them. I have another task to complete. Meet me back here when you are done with the command.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Well, to be fair, Sarek? Sarek... Why am I playing as a Klingon now? I'm not really following what's happening. I'm mostly enjoying the chat. Oh, look at this! Got our landed bird of prey. That's excellent. And it's got some windows which at least give you some sense of what the scale of this thing is. Because the scale of the bird of prey is one of the things in Star Trek that they never really pinned down properly. And it's a bit of an issue. Who was it that voiced Agent L? Was this Jennifer Lean? Oh. Pew pew pew. Oh, he's just out of range. He's taking direct phaser hits, but no damage. Because he's standing a few feet away. Okay, Jennifer Lean, right. Yeah, she had a very deep voice. was one of the things that was kind of striking about her character. She just had this very, like, I don't know what you'd call it, kind of sonorous. James, yes, absolutely, yeah, I noticed that as well. In the handbook to the Eaglemoss model that I bought, it said that basically Harve Bennett originally wanted it to be a Romulan ship, because that's why it has the wings painted under it, and they wanted to bring back the Romulans. Remins? What's Remins? Because if you think about it, the whole idea of Klingons using cloaking technology, that never really seemed like Klingons' bag. Their whole honor thing seems like it's much more less about sneaky and more about, like, we're just going to come right up to you and face you honorably. Bish. There we go, have a good old Klingon fight. Oh, Remans! Oh, right. The weird Romulan twin race, right? Yeah, I didn't like them. Uh-oh. Can I punch a Targ? I'm gonna try. Personal shields are low, oh shit. Did I take him out? Yeah, I think it's probably a case of the Klingons were probably cheaper makeup to do. I think that's why in the original episode you see of the Romulans, but Balance of Terror, that's why most of them are in those weird football helmets, and you've only got Mark Lenard and a couple of other actors in proper makeup. I always like the Andorians. I'm kind of glad that they've been rehabilitated, because they didn't turn up at all in TNG or Voyager. I think the only time you see an Andorian at all in TNG is when Lal, Data's daughter, is briefly selecting what, like, gender and appearance she wants to do. She wants to be, and you see her briefly considering an Andorian. Ow. Nearly got mown down by a Targ. I don't know how they did... they must have been remote controlled for Shran to have the ears kind of... the antennae kind of moving about while he's acting. I doubt he was controlling that with, like, wires or anything. Right. Where is this thing I'm meant to be dealing with? I'm meant to be... oh god, a bit glitchy. Alright, I'm gonna try and finish this, and then I think I'll call it a night. Oh. Oh, okay. So that was going to be one of the... You know me by many names. I think he's one of the only... He's the only actor to have played 3 different characters in the same episode. I think they wrote that episode just as, like, a joke. He plays Brunt, Weyoun, and I think another character in one episode of Deep Space Nine, right? I think they just did that just to say, fuck you, you're going to spend an entire week in makeup, basically. I don't even know how they would even do it. Yeah, I think that was apparently a Gene Roddenberry thing. He didn't want too many of the Vulcans. He wanted to introduce some new races like the Betazoids, and he wanted Data, and he had some different ideas about how things were going to go. A Kardashian, yeah. Okay. Roddenberry was mad. Yeah, he was a bit. He's a bit of a perv too. I mean, I think it may have been him that wanted Troy to have 3 breasts. I'm not sure. And also, I think Tuvok is the first full Vulcan, because obviously Spock is only half Vulcan, isn't he? So he's got that human side. Bish. Come on, for melee. I mean, yeah, the Ferengi were always... I feel like they were already halfway there. The way that they like their females to be naked, and they're always creeping on females of other species. Yeah. Well, Marina Sirtis has said in interviews, she's like, yeah, he was a dirty old man. Roddenberry was a dirty old man. That was his whole bag. Yeah, but the censors were like, what are you talking about? That's not happening. Oh, they wanted to make her half Romulan. Okay. But they can't... I don't think in canon they'd introduced the Romulans yet. I mean, they turn out to be introduced. They turn out to be in the... I think they're in season 4 or something. There's a plot with some kind of cloaked drone, I think. Yes. Well, that was the original idea, was to have Valeris betray them in Undiscovered Country, because it would turn out that she was half Romulan, and that's... But I'm kind of glad they didn't do that, just because it would have been a real gut punch after having known that character all through since Wrath of Khan. Come on, fish. Oh! A lot of Targs. Yeah, because there's a couple of press photos of them with of them obviously in a romantic pose together, and it's like, oh, were they thinking they were going to be an item? Interesting. That's right. They were trying to plot against the... Oh, sorry. Am I not supposed to shoot you?
The Empire will prevail. Death to the enemies of the...
Captain, I've been monitoring your progress from the ship. You are very close to one of the control consoles. There are Klingons where you need to go. You will either need to convince them to leave their post, or find...
Right. They kind of undercut that a little bit by having her be the only newcomer. It's like a little bit obvious. Generator override.
I see your mission was successful. Excellent. Mine was as well. I have smashed the device that B'vat used to control his doomsday machine. The planet killer is now as dangerous to him and his ships as it is to anyone else.
But die like Targ, yeah.
Meet me back at the ship. There is still more to do before this dark day ends, and my honor.
Okay. Alright, back to the ship. Shot a few Klingons. Stopped a doomsday device. Happy days. Oh, there's a crate. Let's see if there's anything good. Ooh, a Rokeg blood pie. Toby dog. I loved Martok. That actor, what's his name? I forget the actor's name now, but he apparently is really, he just loves being part of Star Trek, and he and Robert O'Reilly, who played Gowron, they have a lot of shenanigans at conventions where they, oh, glitchy scenery. They goof around a lot at conventions a lot. Apparently it's a good fun. It's a good time. Can I go down this way? Oh yeah, the glory meme is quite funny. I do quite like that. Glory! Stares in Klingon. So people have shields now. That's interesting. Fish! Ow! Oh god, did he explode? Klingons explode when you kill them now, apparently. Oh! I do like the idea of Savick betrays them for David and Kirk is able to see the bigger picture. Yeah. It was nice. It would have been nice if they could have worked more of that stuff in. Apparently the actor who played David died right before they started making Undiscovered Country, and that's why I think that's why they were able to put a little photo of him. It's like, and it's clearly it's like a press photo from Star Trek 2, isn't it? Right, fish. Just gonna melee him to death. Oh, gotta get back to the ship. Where's the ship? There it is. Gotta go out in a blaze of glory. Apparently, the bit that you see in Star Trek 5 of the guns shooting, and there's kind of like a little... Yeah, he was only 29, Jesus. I think he had AIDS, actually. It was awful.
You? You stumbled into my trap in the briar patch like a blind Grishnar cat. And here you are again, luring starving
I liked the
ships to
I
my
liked the
testing
restaurant, the Klingon
grounds.
restaurant on the promenade.
The Doomsday Machine will destroy them. It will create glorious, endless war and strife.
Yeah.
And it is all possible because of you.
No! I will not allow you to dishonor the Empire with your thirst
Really
for
sad
blood.
loss.
We face our enemies as warriors, B'vat. We do not massacre innocents with machines of death.
There are no innocents. There are only the strong and the weak.
Are you strong enough to fight your own weapon? I have destroyed the device controlling the Planet Killer. No one is safe.
This isn't over. Warriors, attack!
Oh no.
Chol-Ichu!
Chol-Ichu!
That's what they say in Star Trek 3. Here we go. Fighting time. Okay.
Captain, Klingon comm traffic just spiked. B'vat's forces have lost control of the Doomsday Machine.
All right.
And they are scrambling all
Yeah, I'm
available
gonna
ships
stop
to
about
try
now.
to stop it. I've been in contact
yeah.
with Commander Burgess.
Had a great
Now
time,
that the
guys.
energy
We may
drain
do this
won't
again
affect
next
our
time
ships,
after
the
next
Starfleet
week's stream,
task force is inbound.
if that sounds fun.
We need to get back into
See you,
space
James.
as
Thanks
soon
for
as
hanging
possible.
out. Good times. Yeah, I'm getting tired too. You killed how many? See you, Annalise. Yeah, chat later. Yeah, thanks everyone for showing up. This was really fun. It's good to chat. Yeah, good. Have a good night, John. Thanks for hanging out. This was really fun to just kind of shoot the shit, talk about Star Trek. Anytime. Until next week. Goodbye. Just find a good save point and close up shop. Some of the loading times are a little bit obnoxious. Uh-oh. Right, I'll just check that it didn't bugger itself up.
I see it. B'vat's Planet Killer is here. Maybe it has a weakness that we haven't found.
Okay. Oh, they've got Planet Killer from the original series. That's nice. Okay, we'll continue this another time. Thanks, everyone.